Welcome, everybody. Hello. This is one of my first ever YouTube lives, and I'm starting a new series on this channel. And the whole channel actually is being dedicated to this concept of the service experiment. So here's what I'm going to be doing. And by the way, if you don't know me yet, my name is John Patrick Muller. I used to be a Buddhist monk and professional counselor. I have a degree in psychology. And I turned my gifts at teaching meditation and guiding others to grow themselves spiritually into a spiritual coaching business. And along the way, I fell in love with marketing and I started my own marketing agency. I started helping other local wellness businesses to get clients. And through my experience in my marketing agency and through my experience growing my own spiritual coaching business, plus partnering with other people, I was able to shift into just coaching other spiritual entrepreneurs how to grow their business. I've been doing that since 2020. It's been going super well, but I'm not here to sell you anything. And that's actually the main theme of this show is I decided to just give everything away, right? So all the things that I know just for free, right? Rather than I spend a good amount of time filming video courses for my clients, actually. So I love being in front of the camera. I love filming videos. I have a lot of knowledge to share. And I've been making courses for my paying clients. However, my program is not like super cheap and I don't have like that many clients. I have several handfuls of clients. And I just realized like more people could benefit if I just shared the information more freely. And since I love doing this, I'd rather have more impact. Plus, let me tell you the story. There's a origin story here of this service experiment, right? So the name service experiment is a little bit modeled after Michael Singer and his book, The Surrender Experiment. So in Michael Singer's book, he talks about how he just completely surrenders to the divine nudges that he gets, and he just goes for whatever feels highest aligned, I guess, and he just accepts and surrenders to whatever life gives him and just says yes to life, basically. And he has a great life because of it. And so surrender, that's a great concept. But for me, the concept of service is probably more important, I would say, for me, like a core to my being. Yes, surrender is huge, but I think service summarizes me a little bit better. And through my background in Buddhism, that's like pretty much Buddhism culminates into just deciding to be of service, right? That's pretty much what you do is you just decide, I'm going to be of service, and then you go and you be of service. And there's more to it than that, but like that's a very large amount of it. And I live that way. However, I don't know if I've fully dedicated everything into it. So let me tell you like the core backstory here. The thing that inspired me the most to just go full on into service, just knowing that it's going to work out. There's a person called Viktor Frankl. He wrote the book called Man's Search for Meaning or Man's Will to Meaning. I think there may be two books, but he was a survivor of the Holocaust and he was in Auschwitz and his whole family was taken to different concentration camps and they all died except for him. And meanwhile, he has no idea whether they're alive or dead. And he was a practicing, psychotherapist, we can say. He was very much into psychology and helping people. However, he had theories that were very different from Freud. And without going into the details too much, he decided while he was there, like he was a doctor, right? So he was a psychiatrist, he was a doctor. Yes, heavily into psychology, but like he had some medical knowledge too. And when people needed help, he would just help them. So he decided to spend his time there trying to be meaningful, right? Trying to help others. And he realized his whole theory is like people seek meaning and purpose over pleasure, right? Freud talks about pleasure, humans seek pleasure. But Viktor Frankl says, no, we actually seek meaning first. And I believe that that's true. But there's this one story about Viktor Frankl where basically in the concentration camps, they would often divide people, basically dividing the groups, and one group would go on here and one group would either stay or they'd go somewhere else. And one of the groups would like go on to a new concentration camp or whatever, and one would like die. And so like there would always be like the decision points where one group of them would probably go die, and one of the group of them would either stay or go to somewhere and live a little bit while longer. And there would be like whispers and rumors about this group. Don't go with group A because when they go there, like they're going to a death camp. Or there'd be another whisper like B, like go to group B, like that's the one, like you're gonna be okay. And like sometimes these whispers and rumors were true, and sometimes they were not true. And so he decided to, instead of trying to navigate those decisions based on what was kind of smart and intelligent for him, based on the information he had, he decided to instead just try to help people. So he's like, I'm just going to go where I'm needed the most, right? He had with him his whole transfer. He had like this book that he was writing that was like his life's work of his theories of psychology and therapy and stuff, which later became known as logotherapy or meaning therapy, helping people find meaning, where logo is like a Latin word, I think, for meaning, I guess. But anyway, so he decides he's got his book with him. He's very important. He really wants to survive. He wants to get his life's work out. That meaning of trying to like get his life's work out after this is all over is one of the things that guided him through the whole thing. Whereas other people, when they lost meaning, they died. And he stayed alive due to this. So this really resonated with me. And yeah, he just made his mind up. Like, I'm just going to go where I'm needed most. If people here need me to help them with medical stuff or whatever, like, or like talking, whatever, like, I'm just going to do that. I don't care if people tell me that that's the death camp, and I don't care anything. I'm just going to go where I'm needed most. And he used that to navigate. He used service to navigate. And that led him to basically, obviously, he survived the whole thing and he was free at the end, and he founded this whole type of therapy and whatever, right? And so this story really inspired me. And I try to live like this pretty much the best I can. However, the one area that I'm not doing it really is when it comes to digital content and sharing, courses. Like as of right now, all my best content that I make for my clients to help them grow their business or to help them with whatever I help people with, right? Mostly at this point, it's business and getting into flow state and different aspects of spiritual entrepreneurship. That's mostly what I do. And my absolute best content, like 90% of all my best content, is only available to people who pay me thousands of dollars. And that has worked pretty well. However, it's not what I want to do anymore. I'm finally making this decision to just give everything away for free. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this channel and maybe other channels, but I think this one might be the main one. And I'm just going to teach you guys everything I know about life, about business, about spiritual entrepreneurship, about myself. So just about myself, I have a really, really great relationship with my wife. I have a really, really great wife in general. I'm very happy. I'm very stable in my mind. I'm happy pretty much all the time. Peaceful all the time, joyful, free, right? I have a lot of energy for the things that I do. And I have a lot of knowledge in business. So I have a spiritual coaching business where I'm basically helping spiritual entrepreneurs with their business. So it's like a spiritual business coaching business, I guess. And so I have, dozens of clients, and I'm working on several big projects. So I have a lot of knowledge in marketing business, and I do have some group coaching programs. So obviously, the nature of a group coaching program or a mastermind is that we can't have everyone in there, and so those are going to stay as a paid offer. I'm going to keep my mastermind as a paid program, and obviously one-to-one coaching, as long as I keep doing it, will be a paid coaching. But in terms of like the knowledge, the wisdom, the ideas, the coaching on various things, I'm just going to give it away right here. Okay. And so what I really want from you guys, if you're listening and watching, is I would love to hear what you guys want. Like what would be helpful for you to hear. If there's anything you're struggling with, I'm teaching a workshop locally next weekend on getting into flow state. And so that's what I'm gonna like, getting into flow state as a means of productivity and momentum for entrepreneurs is really the angle I'm taking. Um, and so I'd love to share some more here, but really, like, anything you want to hear more from me, we can do it right here. Okay. And I'm happy to share everything I know. All right. So hopefully you're doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.